So good afternoon again to everyone joining us. So my name is Irv Adler, and I am the 2025 Local Conference Chair representing the host Jewish Genealogy Society, the Northeast Indiana Jewish Genealogy Society. And on behalf of Hadassah Lipsius and Judy Missel, the IAJGS Conference Co-Chairs, Dan Oren, the IAJGS Conference Program Chair, Curt Witcher, manager of the Allen County Public Library Genealogy Center and director of special collections, and Betsy Gephardt, president of the NIJGS. I would like to welcome you to our second informational session on the 2025 IAJGS 45th International Jewish Genealogy Conference that will be held in Fort Wayne, Indiana from Sunday, August the 10th through Thursday, August the 14th, 2025. Excuse me, next. During our roughly 30-minute presentation, we will point out some key highlights of Fort Wayne and why you will have a great experience coming to Fort Wayne for the 45th IAJGS International Jewish Genealogy Conference. I will say a few words about the unique conference center experience that Fort Wayne will provide, Fort Wayne's location and what this means, and some things that you can do while you're in Fort Wayne. Curt will speak about the world-class Allen County Public Library Genealogy Center, its accessibility to conference attendees, and the benefits you will get by spending time there. Hadassah will speak about our unique program focus and a few other related items. Please put your questions in the chat feature, and we will answer them in the Q&A session that follows the presentation. Next. Let's start with the Grand Wayne Convention Center. It's as if the Grand Wayne Convention Center was made for the International Jewish Genealogy Conference. It's easy to get to. It's located in the heart of downtown Fort Wayne. It's modern, it's clean, it's extremely well lit and very comfortable. It is very easy to get around the Grand Wayne Conference Center, walking or scooting. It has a state-of-the-art technology in both large and small meeting spaces. It has well-designed meeting rooms. It has free and high-quality internet throughout. It has lots of places to sit and chat. It has lots of space for exhibitors and organizations. Next. When you are in the Grand Convention Center, I wasn't. When you are in the Grand Wayne Convention Center with its large open spaces and glass walls looking out into the city, you will feel how spacious and comfortable the building is and all the room that you will have to move about. Next. The Allen County Public Library Genealogy Center is located directly across the street from the Grand Wayne Conference Center, a few minutes walk away. For those who would like to go out for their meals, there are about 50 eating establishments, from fast food to top-of-the-line restaurants, within a 5 to 10-minute walk from the Grand Wayne Convention Center. Across the street to the iconic Embassy Theater or to the gardens at the Botanical Conservatory located just a few feet from the Embassy Theater. Take a short walk to our #1 in the country minor league baseball stadium, and don't worry, it is safe to walk around. Next. Fort Wayne prides itself on being a very hospitable city, always wanting to make visitors feel welcome and appreciated. Fort Wayne is located in the heart of the Midwest. About half the population of the U.S. is within a 500-mile drive to Fort Wayne. And you may not know this, but there are about 1 million people who identify themselves as Jewish living within this 500-mile radius, many of whom live in the cities that are shown in this map. Next slide. One of the questions we hear is, how do I get to Fort Wayne? It is not difficult to get to Fort Wayne. Many of the cities shown on the previous map are only a few hours away by car. And if you should drive, there is a parking garage directly connected to the Hilton Hotel, and parking is only $15 a day. Next. The Fort Wayne Airport is a major regional hub airport that is more than 2/3 of the way through a $100 million improvement program designed to make it the region's #1 airport to fly into. There are multiple daily direct flights to and from Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, and Minneapolis through American, Delta, and United. And Allegiant has direct flights from the cities listed on this slide. Getting to Fort Wayne should not be an impediment to joining us for the 45th conference. There are lots of ways to get from anywhere to Fort Wayne. Next. Okay, you made it here. Now you or your family members might want to take a break. There are many things to do right across the street or nearby. We're working to put together a list of things to do and interesting places for you to visit during your time in Fort Wayne. Next. Here are a few of the things that you can do. If you are interested in electronic music and musical instruments, a short trip to Sweetwater Sound's Music Superstore should be on your list. Sweetwater Sound is the world's largest music retailer. It is a hands-on heaven, literally a Disney World for musicians. Tour the Fort Wayne Museum of Art and its highly renowned contemporary studio glass collection. Walk the streets and view 100+ murals that were spotlighted by Amna Nawaz and correspondent Cat Wise during the February 21, 2023 showing of the PBS NewsHour, emphasizing Fort Wayne's growing cultural, music, and art scene. Visit Parkview Field and see a Tin Caps ball game. Take a Sunday tour at the Allen County Public Library Genealogy Center. Visit the almost 100-year-old historic Embassy Theater, originally a movie palace and vaudeville house. Go to Promenade Park and take a boat ride on the Sweet Breeze. I hope that I have given you an idea of what a dynamic, expanding, and affordable Fort Wayne can offer to 45th Conference attendees. Besides the conference, there is something to do for everybody who wants something more. You won't be disappointed. And now, let's go to the major benefit of having the conference in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Allen County Public Library Genealogy Center. Curt, you're on.
Thank you so much, Irv, and thank you all for joining us for some moments this afternoon. Really very excited about this IAJGS conference. What's really exciting for me is that we all know that we will have the same great types of speakers and the same great programs to help us really advance our genealogical research and find our families. What's really neat about this conference, though, which I think is pretty unique, is that literally, as was said in the video earlier, literally right across the street from the convention center is the Allen County Public Library's Genealogy Center. The participants on this program this afternoon have afforded me a little bit of time to talk to you about the Genealogy Center. And I hope that it's sort of the icing on the cake on your decision to attend the conference this year, to increase your knowledge about Jewish genealogical research, to actually look at resources and find ancestors. And that's the part that we think the Genealogy Center brings to this conference that makes it at least a little, if not a lot, unique from other IAJGS conferences. Again, repeating myself, like literally across the street is this amazing place called the Genealogy Center. So I know you've seen a lot of videos so far, but if you could, tolerate one more video, I'd like to show you a video of what's to offer, what's to find, what's to discover in the Genealogy Center, and then we'll spend just a few moments talking about it. Welcome to the Allen County Public Library. For more than 125 years, this library has been an integral, important part of this community. We literally are dedicated to lifelong learning, and we have something for everyone here at the main library. Here, we also find the Genealogy Center. Since 1961, the Genealogy Center has welcomed patrons who are interested in finding their stories. Through an amazing collection of physical materials, print, microtext, online materials, and staff expertise, one can really take advantage of the world of family and local history to find one's unique story. Let's take a look. We have over 1.2 million print and microtext resources. We license all the major databases that complement a really amazing print collection. Because we believe that context is so important in finding our stories, we subscribe to every single genealogical and historical and ethnic periodical in North America, in the British Isles, and in places in Europe. It's literally a block long. Here we're in the beginning of the state records section. These are records from county archives that may not exist anywhere except in that county. So we have nearly 80,000 print city directories and another several thousand on microfilm that put people in a place at a time and tell you who their neighbors are. Many people can find pieces of their family story in these books.
One of the biggest positives is that all of our stuff is OpenStax, so you don't have to make a request for something that's held off-site and then wait a week. All of our stuff is here and ready for you to find your family story pretty organically.
We have hundreds of translated memorial books that have been done by Jewish Gen. We also have hundreds of original Yizkor books. A lot of them are in Yiddish, and we'll take some assistance. But that assistance is readily available both online and in the Genealogy Center here. We have one entire room dedicated to published family histories. We have tens of thousands of family histories in this room. Even in the less sourced family history, we can help people find clues to information on their family stories.
No matter what you might need help with, there is a senior librarian here to help you. If you need an expert in Ukrainian research, if you need a DNA expert, we have someone here.
If there's a question, if there's a hole in your ancestral chart in finding your Jewish family stories, we can help you find the answer. We personalize your research experience. You really have a lot of resources right here. We would love to help you find more of your family stories here in the Genealogy Center. Enjoy your trip here because we believe you'll enjoy your experience with us.
I trust in some small way that whet your appetite just a little bit and maybe even raise some questions. And we love questions. We love to help you find answers to questions. Maybe it raised the question of how do I find like what you have here in advance of my trip to the conference, or how can I access this during the conference? And I hope to answer those questions in the next couple of minutes, and certainly we can cover it more in the Q&A. The reason why we keep saying that the collection is so large, 1.2 million physical items and growing, and we mean growing. Every month we add at least 500 new items to this collection from all across North America, British Isles, Eastern and Western Europe. The last 3 months of last year, we added over 1,000 items a month. So it continues to grow. Why is that consequential for Jewish genealogical research? Because we cover all the geographic areas where Jewish temples, communities, synagogues existed at one time, just by nature of the fact that the collection is so large, and we try to geographically cover the entire waterfront. We really are the second largest family history center in the country behind the Family Search Library in Salt Lake City. And again, this will be like right across the street from the convention center. In addition to the physical collection, we have free access when you're here to all the major genealogical databases. We will be the conference's resource room. So you will have the ability to almost be at a genealogical conference, but also a Jewish Genealogical Institute, where you can learn things in the session and you can come across the street to the Genealogy Center and actually deploy that learning. Look for resources, figure out how to use those resources, connect the pieces, if you will, and maybe find a person or two or five that you hadn't known before in your ancestral family history, in your family chart. So amazing opportunity. Really believe that you should consider attending because of the great sessions, but also you will have this amazing collection right at your fingertips. So big physical collection, big collection of online databases, dozens of databases that are only available in the library, and trained staff to help you use that. I like this little thing at the bottom of the slide, a very cool concept. So with any device you have, whether it's your smartphone, laptop, netbook, whatever, if it's Wi-Fi enabled, if you connect to the library's free Wi-Fi, you will become like a node on the library's network. So you can download from Ancestry, from MyHeritage, from Find My Past, from many other databases. You can download images and records straight to your device without having to have a USB drive or print it out, etc. So it's kind of like a really neat wonderland. So let's go on to the next slide where we explore just a little more. Because it's a large collection, I just mentioned that first bullet point about temple and synagogue histories throughout the United States and beyond. Because we are kind of like an institute. We're not just a repository, but we want to help people learn. We have all the major guidebooks for the last many decades up to present. We will have access to the Shoah Foundation's visual archive later this month, plus 3 brand new specifically Jewish newspaper databases, in addition to the many Jewish titles we already have access to through newspapers, newspapers.com, and America's Genealogy Bank. So you'll just find a lot of information. How do you get access before you arrive in Fort Wayne to see what we have so you can kind of create a list for yourself? Well, our catalog is online 24/7 at that URL, genealogycenter.org. Just type that into your browser. It'll take you right to our webpage. And toward the top on the right-hand side, there'll be a search well where you can put in the names that you're researching, the congregations, the communities, the counties, the towns in Europe. You can use that search well to discover what we have in the collection before you even arrive. If we take a look at the next slide, I want to give you several other opportunities to find out what we have in our collection. We really believe in the power of partnership. So we partner with Internet Archive and with Family Search, and all of our catalog records are also in WorldCat. I like to use these three websites to entice you to look even broader than the Genealogy Center here in Fort Wayne. At Internet Archive, you can find, we have over 120,000 items in our collection freely available on Internet Archive. You can find a link in our catalog. And again, you see that web link, genealogycenter.org, at the bottom of the slide there, bottom left. Any book that we've digitized, there's a link in our catalog. But you can also go to archive.org and find our digitized material as well as everyone else's digitized material. FamilySearch.org, you're probably all familiar with that. Wonderful, millions upon millions of records from literally all over the world. When you're here in Fort Wayne, sometimes we know when we're individually searching Family Search, we have that lock symbol that shows up. When you're here in Fort Wayne, many of those will be unlocked because we are the highest level affiliate library of Family Search outside of Salt Lake City. So you'll find many more things unlocked and available to you here in Fort Wayne than from your own home. And then again, worldcat.org, I just offer that as a wonderful playground. It's kind of a universal library catalog for libraries all over the world. So you can look under the town in Europe that you're interested in. You can look under the temple that you'd like to see if records exist. WorldCat is a great key to that, and all of our records are also in WorldCat. So there's no reason to prevent you from really preparing well to make the conference more like an institute where you do the learning during the sessions and then you practice the learning over in the Genealogy Center. When I flip to the next slide, planning to use the center, touched on that a little bit. Use our online catalog, and I think this is the third time or fourth time. There it is at the bottom again, bottom left, genealogycenter.org. The periodical source index, that's a major subject index to periodicals from all over the world. So many Jewish titles are indexed by subject. All those periodicals that you find references to in Percy in the periodical source index, those are in Fort Wayne. So you can create a list. You can find them elsewhere as well, but as you're planning to come to Fort Wayne for the conference, you can create a list of things that you will want to take a look at. And we have some special collections on microtext for Jewish genealogical research, and you see that URL there. Don't worry about writing it down or taking a screenshot. You can go to genealogycenter.org and find that resource there as well. And at the bottom of that page, underneath our website, we really mean this. There's our email address. We don't put that up casually. Genealogy@acpl.info, and you can go to genealogycenter.org and find a link to fill out a form to email to us or send us an email. Any questions you have before the conference about what kind of resources we have, what kind of research assistance you would like to see when you get here, we'd be so pleased and so honored to fulfill those for you. Let's go on to the next slide. I just want to give you a quick glimpse at this slide and the next slide, where we have downloadable online right off our website, what we call snapshots of some of the major resources we have for Jewish research. And the next slide that shows some Yizkor books. These represent like less than 1% of the materials we have on those subjects in our collection. But we put these up on the website, our website, downloadable, because we want to kind of whet your appetite and get you thinking about, oh, these are the kinds of materials I can expect to find when I'm in Fort Wayne, attending the conference and doing research as well. Okay. One final slide. If you have any interest in Lincoln, in the Civil War, a really wonderful gentleman, Dr. Gary Zola, who associated with so many Jewish organizations, brilliant man. He's been to our Lincoln collection, our Roland Center for Lincoln Research, a number of times. There's a possibility there'll be some special presentations and special tours of that collection, the Jewish experience during the war, and how important Abraham Lincoln was for the entire country, for the entire Americas in the mid to late 19th century. So there's another little extra special feature that may be highlighted in some really wonderful and unique ways during the conference. So one final word, please visit our website. Please consider coming to the conference for the awesome presentations, really informative, expert-driven presentations, and right across the street, Genealogy Center, where you can make the conference a learning institute for yourself.
Thank you, Curt. Thank you, Irv. Sorry that we stepped on you a little bit when for the video. So I'm Hadassah Lipsius, and I was going to go over a little bit of the conference with the program highlights. So we had on our website, we have listed a couple of themes. In particular, I'll go over. We have Journey to the Midwest and Beyond, and we're interested in how did our families get here? How did our ancestors get there, and what made people migrate? Why did they leave? And why did they select where to settle? And it doesn't matter where they came from or where they're going to. We're interested in that type of information. We have one of the other themes that we have that's unique to our conference is the citizenship theme. Wherever they lived, what did citizenship mean in terms of rights, privileges, ownership of property, obligation, and how did our ancestors obtain citizenship? And I did a quick look because we're still on the call for proposals part of it, but I did a quick look at what the submittals have been. And we have people submitting talks on citizenship for the United States, arrival in New York, but also people have submitted talks about Hungarian citizenship, Austrian citizenship, how the Shoah period citizens, how the passports helped their visas to survive, U.S. naturalization, also not just Prussia, but Poland and Bohemia, and even Turkey. So we have a whole bunch of people presenters who have taken advantage of this unique talk. One of the other things that we've also added is a family journey showcase. And I've been asked to explain what that is. And we know that everybody likes to tell their family story, some unique finds, some unique eureka moment that they had with their family and their family research, or not even their own family, but research that they've helped other people to find and to connect with other people. And so therefore, we introduce this concept. We invite people to share, to present, to share a specific family story or a journey. We'll have a room where people can present and move around and listen to different talks, different stations. We're looking for about a 15-minute talk, perhaps 5 minutes questions. We've gotten a number of submittals of people asking, requesting to submit on this family showcase. So we urge you all to submit. I created a short clip, a short video, just as an example. I won't show you, we've seen enough videos, but of one of my own stories where I was able to, through the pages of testimony in Yad Vashem, able to connect and find family in Moscow, which I never knew had survived and existed. So those are some of the things. Important dates that we have for our conference. Proposal submissions are due by February 6th. So we've gotten a number of very good present proposals submitted, but you still have till February 6th to submit. Notice of acceptances to the speakers by March 6th, and acceptance due from the speaker. So once the speaker is notified, they have to agree and sign an agreement by March 14th. Conference registration, we hope to open on April 1st. Not 2026, 2025. Sorry that's an error, but that's because it's April Fool's. And I've been told not to open the conference on April Fool's. And then we have conference program announcements, we hope, on 2025 in April 22nd. So also, we have a number of other parts of the conference. We have a film festival at the Allen County Public Library Theater. We have over 30 rare and historical significant Jewish themed films, shorts, and TV programs, such like the Jewish characters that played a role in Little House on the Prairie and the TV show Bonanza. Or it happens to be the 50th anniversary of the Hester Street screening, so we will have a screening of that Hester Street movie that we'll have a screening on. We also hope to have Share Fair, an exhibition of different organizations, the Jewish Gen research groups, the SIGs, the BOFs. People will come, and they may tell that people can come walk around, help them, ask questions, even perhaps some one-on-one advice on how to support for your certain families, whether it's from Germany or Austria or Poland or Galicia. And the last, we have an exhibition hall, which will be open August 10th through the 14th. And therefore, we'll have various organizations, some of them presented below, will be there for the whole conference, telling you about their companies, their organizations, and perhaps selling their products, whether it's an online product or something you can take home with you, perhaps even jewelry. And that's what we hope to have, which is a snippet from our conference itself. One of the other things that we have, as we mentioned previously on the opening videos, Fort Wayne happens to be the final resting place of Johnny Appleseed. That's why the minor league baseball team is called the Tin Caps, because of the tin cap that he wore. And so we're putting together a Apple cookbook, and we've gotten a number of submittals, but it's really for heritage. People have been sending us the recipes, the image, sometimes stories about their ancestors where they from who made the recipe. My grandmother had an apple cake. Other people had some kind of apples and herring, and where they came from, and having a short story, and we'll put together a cookbook. So if you want, you can send those in to recipes@IAJGS2025.org. And finally, I leave it open for everybody to save the date, August 10th to the 14th, and we'll open up for questions.